here's the deal. Like so.
To show you guys this new, different editing. Hello everyone, welcome back to Legal Livewire. Today we have an Hey guys, how's it going tonight? I am Sam, and you are on Legal Livewire and After the Bars. This is a just kind of a law nerd thing that I'm going to be doing when certain things happen. This is the first time I've done it on After the Bars, but this is something I do on my other legal channel when things break. I never really covered the Diddy case. It was still kind of new. Everyone used to always ask me, why aren't you covering the Diddy case? Why aren't you covering the Diddy case? I was just doing so much other things with just everyday dockets that I didn't, but working with the Lifeboat and then, and with Tommy doing the Diddy, I got super interested. And now here we are. We had a superseding indictment drop today. Not much is different. I just went through it line by line. I am going to go directly to where the changes are. The changes are, they start at line I or section I of the second part of the indictment. So rather than, almost everybody's familiar what he's being charged with. I'm just going to go to the changes. I'll read like the first line of the old indictment, and I'll read what is changed, and I'll display that for you guys. Hope everyone's having a great evening. Let's do a quick shot. I got my glasses. I got a haircut today. Man, you guys seen what I showed the other day where my hair was kind of like long, and then now it's just getting shorter and shorter and shorter. It's crazy. I'm glad though. I had no hair forever for almost 20 years, like zero, to shave my head every day. We'll just do a quick roll call. Good evening, Heather. I almost said good morning. Good evening, Heather. Hey, Jason P. Man, good to see you, Jason P. I can't remember if you're there this morning. Good morning, Allison. Good morning. Geez. Good evening. Good evening. See, I'm not a pro, man. I'm not a pro. That's just all there is to it. Man, there's a lot of white light like flushing me out right now. Get rid of that. I just had a bunch of screens on. All right, back to the thing. Good morning. Geez. Good evening, Wyoming 307. I already said that. Good evening, Allison. Hey, my own eyes and ears. How you doing? Martha Humbostel. How you doing tonight? Nat B from Canada. How are you doing tonight? Thank you so much for being a member. I really appreciate that. To everybody, all the new members, thank you so much. It's really helping the channel, and just, I don't know, it's just awesome. I just can't believe that I even have members. Hey, Knife Order, how's it going tonight? It's good to see you. Pam Pawar, how are you doing this evening? Martha, all right, said hi to Martha. Angie Mo, hey, good to see you, Angie Mo. Missed you this morning. I don't think you do the morning show. Caddy, Connie, and Loudmouth Linda. I think I responded to your email, right? We will definitely talk tomorrow. I'm totally down for that March date. Really looking forward to it. Mariana Yarbrough, how are you? Ian Wallace, hello. Teresa Clay, I don't want to say good night or good evening or good morning because I'm just going to keep effing it up. Jamie Palmer, it's always good to see you. Do I have to be a law nerd to hang out with you guys? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't know who started the whole law nerd term. I think everyone just kind of agrees that it was Emily D. Baker. But I've always been a law, kind of a law geek. I guess that's what we called each other. We're just law geeks. But the law tube thing is law nerds, and so we kind of roll with that. Some guys go, let's roll, law nerds. Some people say, what's another good law nerd? There's a bunch of sayings, and so it's hard because you don't want to like rob other people's stuff, like the goat. He needs a new battery. That's crazy. But yeah, anyways, I just went to in this indictment to where it was where the wording started changing. We're going to kind of be going through it together. And I'll be like hearing the differences for the first time. Good evening, Bobby Jeans. Good evening, Sweet Liberty. Angie Mo said no. That's right. Get out. That's funny. Of course, everybody's welcome. This is awesome, man. I'm so glad to be here tonight. James Collins, hey, brother, how you doing? So good to see you, bro. If you want, I would love to talk to you tonight after the show. Was thinking about you earlier, and then this stuff came up. Allison McBeth Colombo, Sweet Liberty, Jamie Palma. Okay, let's just get to it, and then we'll get back to it. Is there a lot of people here? Yeah, 80 people. That's good. I really didn't expect too many people to pop in. I just knew I wanted to. Thank you so much, Angie Mo. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I just wanted to pop in and just kind of flex this muscle a little bit, this evening muscle. Today, my wife, she said, Sunday, there's no YouTube. We're not watching it. We're not doing it. And I agree. I don't feel burnout, but I do get frustrated sometimes with there being so much to do. And it's not even about the content. It's more just like, or like, with the viewers and the emails, it's more like with the editing stuff, like when I have to edit stuff, and that's on my other channel. Or if you're watching it on Livewire, it's on this channel. And I'm just falling behind, and because I want to get these documentaries out, not the Jester stuff. That's not my content to give. But just like these other the documentary about this doctor who was diagnosing people with cancer. This is just a couple of years ago, and was treating them for years and years, collecting Medicaid, was making millions of dollars. I mean, literally millions of dollars on these patients that did not have cancer. Well, anyway, a couple people started dying. Some other doctors looked into it. He was making triple of the average of what at the hospital. And this hospital is really close to me. It's in Helena, Montana. So, yeah, it's super nuts. But I've only had like the last 5 minutes of this documentary to do for like really since I connected with Tommy when I first got back and connected with him. That's kind of like where I just kind of put it on pause. And so that's it. So it's been a while. I really need to get it out. Anyways, the story's not going anywhere. No one else is even trying to push it out there. So let me see that there have been some changes with StreamYard. All the content creators are talking about it. I did almost a whole show with just me in the little side, thinking that there was stuff up in the center. So hopefully you guys can see that. I'm gonna check. Let me know if you guys cannot see that. And I'm going to blow it up a little bit. So basically what the new indictment has, it just has updated it, and it expanded the allegations that are already there. And it's just added forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, and obstruction of justice. It's, I think what the prosecutors are doing, they're just slowly building this case. They don't even need to add more charges. I do think charges are coming, but Mr. Scoville, he predicted this before. He said that this was exactly how it was going to happen before this started happening, and I agreed. I've seen it happen to inmates. He was right on that. I have to hand it to him. But what I do think is happening also is that I think they're trying to flip, because it's a RICO case with no co-defendants. Let me back this up a little bit. It's a RICO case with no co-defendants. That makes no sense. If anyone in here has ever watched any kind of like trial or anything, if it's ever a RICO, there's always a line of co-defendants. He doesn't have not one co-defendant. So eventually, in my heart of hearts, huh? Well, it's not up now, but before you couldn't, when it was small. Okay, all right, thank you. It was crazy. I guess you guys couldn't see it. Yeah, and you guys are seeing it right here. Okay. I think that there's co-defendants. I think they're trying to flip those co-defendants. And when you finally do see him get a co-defendant, you'll know that it's about done, because that person probably decided not to flip. But I can't see anybody who wouldn't flip, especially if they're not like gangster dudes or you know what I mean, that live by some code. They're probably all like business type people or entertainers, and they're gonna flip, and it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but yeah, and they're just going to build. If he's like the lone wolf on this, with just a bunch of people testifying against him, that's going to be the most crazy thing I've ever seen. That it just means they really, really wanted him. I think they sunk their teeth into something that was way bigger than they ever thought it was going to be. I'm talking about the prosecution. And now they are just laser focused on making an airtight case, and having enough evidence times 10 to send him away for life. And I think that's what's going to happen, you know. But these are alleged charges. You know, I just don't even know what to say about that. You know, there is his alleged charges. Okay, I need to figure out this this new StreamYard. It's so nuts, man. It's so nuts. So I'm gonna show this on stage, and I wonder if you guys can see that or not. I really hope you guys can. Please let me know if you guys can see that or not see that. It should be like the indictment in the... Okay. All right. Thank you. Cool. Yeah, it's so crazy, man. This new StreamYard is just super crazy. I'm gonna like watch some how-to videos later. Let me see if I can make this a little bigger. That's not gonna work. Yeah, this is what I can do. I'm just gonna try to... Okay, I'm just trying some stuff out, guys. That's definitely not gonna work. All right, we're just gonna go with this, and you guys just... I'm just not gonna be in the picture for a second. So basically, the indictment changes right after H, and this is getting into the well, I'm just gonna... This is the what this section is. It's the means and methods of the enterprise. So these are the RICO is racketeering, and then that's just, you know, there has to be an enterprise and with multiple players, multiple targets. So H is the same. When we get to I, the old one said, when employees witnesses to his abuse or others threaten Combs' authority or reputation, Combs and members and associates of the enterprise engage in acts of violence, threats, and violence. The new changes are, what it's going to add is Combs, along with members and associates of the enterprise, also maintain control over certain employees of the Combs business, whom he forced to work long hours with little sleep through use of, among other things, physical force, psychological harm, financial harm, and reputational harm and or threats of the same. In doing so, Combs, assisted by members and associates of the enterprise, caused these employees to believe they would be harmed, including by losing their jobs. And nobody wanted to lose their job. Not when you're an entertainer, you're trying to be famous. Those, especially they work their entire life. They're gonna think that that's the norm. That because they don't know, because it was a lot of new artists. If they did not comply with his demands, with respect to one employee, Combs used physical force, psychological harm, financial harm, and reputational harm, and or threats of the same, to cause the employee to engage in S acts with Combs. That is completely new. Carry down the additional multiple. That is completely new. So that's new. A new witness. And I think I know who that is. It's somebody that worked for him. I'm gonna, before I say anything on that, I'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm gonna just try to find that video again. I've seen. So that's I. J on the old one started with when Combs' authority or reputation was threatened by possibility of negative publicity or legal or law enforcement action against him, including in or about late 2023. That's just the first line of the old one. The new Section J of Methods and Means says when employees witnesses to his abuse or others threaten Combs' authority or reputation, Combs and members and associates of the enterprise engaged in acts of violence. I want to make sure I wasn't reading the same thing. And violence included arson and multiple acts of kidnapping, including one instance of kidnapping during which Combs carried and displayed a pew-pew. In addition, on multiple occasions, Combs threw both objects and people, as well as hit, dragged, choked, and shoved others. On one occasion, Combs dangled a victim over an apartment balcony. That is just super hideous. If that's true, that these are all alleged charges, but that is unbelievable. There's also a new section to this to this section. It's K. The old one didn't go as far as K. When Combs' authority or reputation was threatened by the possibility of negative publicity or legal or law enforcement action against him, including in or about late 2023, following public allegations. Oh, I think the last one was the added one, and this is just the old one, but I'll just continue to read. Against him following public allegations of Combs' crimes, Combs and members and associates of the enterprise pressured witnesses and victims, including through attempted bribery, to stay silent and not report what they experienced or knew to law enforcement on phone calls. Combs and other members and associates of the enterprise, among other things, provided these victims and witnesses with false narrative of events in an effort to conceal Combs' crimes. Combs caused these calls to be recorded on at least 2 occasions. I'm just going to kind of look at these two. Sorry, I got to get back over here. I'm just going to kind of take a look at this a little bit more to see what is different. I mean, I do have a summary of what is different. I just want to see if we can catch it in the actual indictment so we can get details. Like I said, I got it and I just made a thumbnail and decided to go live. Different, that's the same. I know this isn't very entertaining. Like I said, this is for law nerds. Multiple acts. These are all the same. Same. It was a part. Notice of special sentencing factor. Okay, that's about. It's all the same from there. So yeah, just the new allegations, like I said before, are just the expands the allegations of forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, and obstruction of justice. It's super nuts. It's super nuts. But like I said, I think this is my opinion. Is that they're just slowly building it, and they have those co-defendants in the background, and they're not indicting them yet, because after you're indicted, you can't cooperate unless you do a Rule 35, and that's when you come. Well, you can do a 5K1, and there's a 5K1.1, a 5K1.2. They're two different things. The 5K1 is if they can still cooperate, but they're still going to end up going to prison too. They can't cooperate their way out of prison, but they can get a lesser sentence. If they do a Rule 35, my belief is of a Rule 35 is that you can get your entire sentence thrown away, but you have to provide a lot. You would have to basically know where Escobar was and El Chapo. Do you know what I mean? To get rid of an entire sentence. But that's a Rule 35 is they can come. They're co-defendants. If they get found guilty, they can come back later after they're already doing their prison time and come back to court, cooperate, and then they can get resentenced. They can get a sentence reduction. They call it a downward departure. All those are possibilities. All of them. I think mostly if that's what it is, they have people that they're saying like, look, we're going to either indict you or you can cooperate. If we indict you and you decide to cooperate later, you're still going to prison. I would say most of those people would just cooperate right off the rip, and that's what they're doing. And so you see, as those people are cooperating, this is my opinion, as those people are cooperating, they're adding more and more charges to the indictment. I think there's going to be 3 or 4 more superseding indictments. Actually, I know there will be, now that we see the way that this prosecutor works, what his strategy is, and Diddy's hit. He's hit, man. I don't think there's anyone in the world that thinks he's not hit except for old boy, Ye, the dude who lost his mind. So I'm down to take some questions or comments or whatever. If you guys have anything you guys want to talk about real quick, we can do that. Just put a C for comment, and I'll try to get those starred and try to get to them, and put a Q for question. Like just do like 3 Qs, and that would be awesome. And we can do take a few questions. There is some Jay-Z stuff going on. I found a little thing on it. It was it's really just in the Jane Doe case. Just new developments have emerged. The private investigator, Charlotte Henderson, claims that Jane Doe admitted she was pressured by attorney Tony Busby to include Jay-Z in her lawsuit. This contradicts Doe's previous public statements, raising questions about the case's credibility. However, critics argue that hiring a private investigator to track down an alleged victim could support Doe's claims of harassment and intimidation. He is facing a second class action lawsuit related to Block Inc. and Cash App that was filed in the U.S. District Court of Northern California. The lawsuit accuses him of SEC violations and breaches of fiduciary duty, adding to growing legal troubles for the billionaire mogul. Investors claim that Block misled shareholders and engaged in shady financial practices, potentially leading to more lawsuits down the line. So that's what we got to look forward to in the old hip hop world. Yeah. Yeah. I was just thinking, I mean, someone said this the other day. I can't remember what show it was on, but they were talking about, and is this lightweight racist? I don't know, but they were talking about like man, you never see no like rockers going to prison for anything. And I was like, what? Absolutely. There's been some rock stars that have gone to prison. There was dudes that were talking about being with the bass player from Queensryche in the feds. That he was in Arizona. This is a long time ago. This is before I even became a bad guy. He yeah, I guess he was there. I mean, this isn't a rock star, but he's a famous white guy. Was Chong. He was in the feds for a while. I mean, for a while there, everybody you ran into, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I got pictures of me with Chong. I was with Chong." Everybody wanted to say they were with Chong. There's no way a kabillion people were with Chong. At any facility he was ever at the most, there would be maybe 1,500 people. And he only went to like one or two places. Chong did. So yeah, everybody wants to say they were with Chong. That always cracked me up. Who else, man? I know there's more. I should do a deep dive on that. That way, it looks more balanced. But I mean, I don't know if it's a conspiracy piece. Some people are saying it's a conspiracy. I don't know enough about all that to even speak on it. Actually, I'm totally even regret even bringing it up right now because I really don't know enough about it to like speak on all that. I'm sure other platforms like Atwood and those guys, they have somebody that talks about it. Although I watched someone last night, not Miss J. What was her name? She was just talking about all the people that Atwood has doing content for him. And I guess a lot of content has been taken down. I don't know. It's all just sad. It's all just super sad to me. But here, let me check the chat. See how everyone's doing this evening. Angie Mo says she loves the evening shows. I love the evening shows too, Angie Mo. I really do. I don't want to slide into the 7 o'clock spot. I think that's bad form. I just don't want to do it. I mean, I'm sure someone would say like, well, all of it's bad form. I mean, it is. It's all just bad. But I'm not going to do that. If I did do a nighttime thing, it would be like at maybe 8:15. That would be cool. I wouldn't want to do it too late because everyone on the East Coast. But I think maybe like an 8:15 show might be cool. I'd have to talk to my family about that to make sure that's cool. That I disappear every once in a while, at nighttime. That's usually when I'm getting Hazley ready for bed or just hanging out watching TV or whatever with the damn fam. I would have to give up something probably to do that, but I'm going to do it. So I'll think of what I can give up. And I'm sure it'll be all fine. You know what I mean? Life's crazy. Thank you, Allison. I appreciate that. That is a super sweet thing to say. I really appreciate that. It's almost, I have a hard time accepting compliments like that, but I'm getting better at it. Thank you. Let me see if Meredith Lynn, thank you for becoming a member. I really appreciate it. The show's just going to keep growing. Love Mama Bear, thank you so much for becoming a member. And Teresa Clay, thank you so much. Oh, you gifted a membership. Thank you so much, Teresa. That's I love that. I really do, because I think that keeps people, like if they're a member and if they wouldn't be, they might tend to come back. I would probably take gifted membership over a super chat any day of the week. So I appreciate that. So not that I don't want super chats. I'm going to be honest about that. I talked about that earlier. Isn't it weird though that now on you can set a goal? So it's weird. YouTube's a trip, right? So they have a thing about super chats where I can say, okay, if I get 4 super chats, then I'm going to do something. I just seen it today and I'd never seen it before, but it's an actual like setting that you can do. And when you set up for your live, you can say, if I get so much, or if I get this, then, I'll, stand on the table and bark like a dog, and I think that's crazy. I guess certain audiences that would lend to probably, I guess, like I said, like I'm really uncomfortable with it because I don't want anything to seem like it's a GoFundMe for my own personal life, even though that I am doing this as a retirement plan. Yeah, so, but I know this, I'm going to stop talking about it because this is probably the third day in a row I've started talking about it. I think it's because it's just so new to me. And there's, with everything that's happened with everyone, I just feel a little bit uncomfortable. But I mean, if I'm totally honest, that was the whole plan, right? Of my, even coming on YouTube was to transition from tattooing into retirement. And I'm doing a tattoo on Saturday. I'm super excited about that. Anyway, no more of the dumb stuff. Let me get back to comments. See if there's any. See lots of people saying hi, but there's no see. Get any. What were you guys all doing tonight? It's been it was pretty cold here today. Last week it was 50 below. This week it's in the 50s, 100-degree difference. Really it's more like 80-degree difference. But today it got cold again. Not that cold, but it's 32 degrees, which was colder than it has been. I'm just looking for any comments or questions. I don't see any. Thank you, James Collins, for the shout out to Mariana. I'm going down. Rico, his enterprise. I'm going to go all the way down. I was enjoying 50-something degrees yesterday. Today was in the 20s. Yeah, Jamie Palmer. It's crazy how it can change. Like, I just don't ever remember it changing that quickly and that drastically. I mean, I'm 56. I'm sure it's happened. Whoops. Question. I asked a question. You did? Okay, let me go find it. There was a button. Hey, Wolfie, how's it going? Good to see you. I'm looking for it. Here's one from Jawama. I'll find it. Ditto Deb, I promise. This has become so entangled, it's making my head spin a bit. That's so the YouTube situation or the Diddy situation. Hopefully when you come here, it'll help start to detangle it, because we just have to just move forward and just not even talk about it unless things come up. If that's what you're talking about, it sure is getting old though. But it's I think everyone's moved forward. I bet you I'm the only one who's talked about it today that's in this circle, of people. I mean, I know there have been some apologies in Reese's world, and that's amazing. That's all God working miracles, right? So, and I had been praying for that. Comment. Thanks for responding to my last post. Dr. Way oversubscribed, and I didn't know how bad it was. Yeah, that's super crazy, right? I know what you're talking about. I'm not going to put it out on blast, but yeah, I'm surprised you were able to get back down. But it's doable. But man, we sure don't like to do it. Danette says, "Hey, Danette. Oh God, I remember Queensryche. Yes, I love Queensryche. I'm a huge Queensryche fan. There we go, Ditto Deb. What do you think about the rumors that California fires could have been on purpose to hide evidence on many A-listers?" Let me answer that. When I first heard that rumor, someone asked Tom Hanks, or mentioned it to Tom Hanks, and he's like, well, he doesn't participate in anything like that. He's a huge star. I'm not a fan of his anymore, but it's because he's become a weirdo. But but look at De Niro, he's a weirdo too. But he was asked, do you think this fire was set to hide Diddy evidence, like at Diddy's place, or something like that, or some property he had? It was some huge conspiracy. And I was just like, no way, they're not going to burn down all of LA just to save Diddy. But if it was A-listers, then I guess someone would have to, if it's A-listers who are worried about being indicted, then I guess I would like to see a list of the stars, that are parallel with Diddy. I mean, it's the common sense thing. There's guys and people smarter than me, like, trying to figure that out. That have a connection to Diddy and that lost their house and everything in it. I think it'd be pretty easy for those people just to get rid of the evidence without burning down all of LA. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it would be what, hard drives or pictures? I don't know what it could be. But Ditto Deb, you never know, right? You never know. That's how crazy the world is. You just never know. I don't even want to talk about 9/11, but you just never know. Do we believe, Kennedy was unalived? Do we believe that bullet took 2 left turns and then a right, stopped at the gas station, got a pack of cigarettes? There's a guy who just passed away who swore he was the second gunman. Who knows? I mean, that's a little more believable than all of LA getting burned down. But I would like to see, a list of the A-listers' houses that got burnt down, and do a juxtaposition, their connection with Diddy. I think what's more is that how many A-listers have left the country and are doing like these crazy extended vacations, around the world. I think that's pretty stunning. And people that have decided to, they use Trump. Trump's a great scapegoat. They use him to say, I can't be in a country that's run by Trump. So they've moved. But all the people that are saying that all have like a white tuxedo in their closet, or a white dress, Jamie Palmer asked, can we do a show on conspiracies? I only have one about Kennedy, but I find them fascinating. I only have one about Kennedy, but I find them fascinating. I would love to do a show about conspiracies. The only thing is I only know like surface information about conspiracies. I don't know about the like the intertwinings. I mean, I could definitely deep dive it, absolutely, and find out everything that there is to know. I think that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, absolutely. But we would have to definitely just say, like, look, this is just for fun to talk about how crazy these are. And it might change our minds. I think Joe Rogan is amazing. And Joe Rogan has everybody on, and he changes his mind. He gets so much information from so many people. He actually changes his mind about a lot of things that he thought to be true. One of those was, well, I got 2 of them. One was Bigfoot. He no longer thinks Bigfoot has ever been around. And he actually believed that Bigfoot was like, but he's talked to so many people about it now. And aliens, he doesn't believe in aliens anymore. And that's crazy to me, because he used to, and I believe he doesn't anymore. I thought I heard him say that he said, from being the host of his show and talking to so many different people, getting all that information, now he's put together, his conclusion is that there is no aliens. So that's pretty nuts. That there is, unidentified, I don't want to say objects, but situations that have happened. I guess we could say objects. Some are objects, some are, just globes or, orbs that glow and fly around. Who knows? But I guess what I was getting to, and that's something I talk about on the morning show. I do digress a lot, and I'm going to try to get better about that. Is that I could get is all the information that's out there available, and we can do a conspiracy show, and I think that would be awesome. And I guess what I was getting at, that I guess with more information, maybe people will change their minds on conspiracies. I don't believe a lot of conspiracies. I really don't. Even though a lot of them ring true, and you're like, oh man, that's got to be true. But I have a little more faith in human nature than I think the next guy. Even when my heart gets broken over and over and over again, I still have faith in human nature. Because I've seen miracles. I'm a miracle. Do you know what I mean? How my desires have changed because of God. So I still believe. I believe. What else is there? I don't want to get all weird and religious and spiritual. That's not what I'm trying to do tonight. I'm trying to accidentally drop an F-bomb or something. Question, Henry's World Today. Question, did you follow the Adam Montgomery trial? I read that he was moved out of whatever prison he was in. I did not follow that trial. Adam Montgomery. I'm going to write it down, though. It always blows me away when someone says, hey, are you following this? Are you following that? And I've never heard of it when I have a legal channel. I guess that's why my legal channel isn't doing that great. It's doing pretty good, actually. Montgomery. I bet you if I knew the facts of it or like the gist of it, I had heard of it. I would hope so. I'm going to check it out. Let me just go up top a little bit and see if there's any questions I missed. That would be quite. What did Ditto Deb say? That would be a conspiracy. Galen, prayers for the little one, and God bless you. Hey, it's Galen here. How are you doing, Galen? Good evening. If you are here in the chat, Tommy Hanks' son is a wild and crazy, in my opinion. I don't know who his son is. I'm not gonna lie, that question crossed my mind too. That fires may have been set as a distraction. Well, it looks like it looks like I have an audience that's not against having a conspiracy show. I mean, a conspiracy show is better than me like fumbling around and going, bleh, 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 oh, where's my paper? Where's my notes? And until it gets to something that, that I'm passionate about and know about. And then I'm like, bam, 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 bam. But I am passionate about this show and creating content. So, but when I hit a subject that I'm passionate about, and then that I know a little bit of something about, you can't stop me. You can't hold me back. So I found this. I'm not reading. Question, do you know? Here we go. Question from Just Jess. Do you know why Jay-Z is suing Jane Doe? Yeah, for a false, it cost him money by bringing that lawsuit. I think he's saying $20-something million. I can't remember what that 20 million was, what he lost or what it was for. I think it had something to do with the NFL. And kind of if he can prove that there was damages, he'll win that lawsuit. But I don't know why you would sue Jane Doe for any money. She doesn't have any. And then if she can prove that Busby, oh, that's what he's going to do. That's probably what is happening. Sue her, and I can be wrong on all this, but sue her to get to Busby. She says, no, Busby put me up to it, along with other people. Then he can sue Busby, and Busby absolutely has that kind of money. And wouldn't that be awesome? I think he does have a lawsuit against Busby. I lost track of that, getting this show back on track and getting it put together. So I stopped looking for Jay-Z stuff. I see somebody say inside jokes. I'm missing out on the cool inner chat. Question from Martha Hornbostel. Thanks for being on the show tonight, Martha. What do you think about the rate of recidivism? I think it could be better. I don't know what the exact rate is. I think it could be better. I think the recidivism rate is looks a lot nicer of people that get older, you know, like 45 and up, maybe even a little, or 48 and up. I think that rate is a little bit better because people get burnt out. They get exhausted for going in and out. And I think the guys that are in there for life that everyone calls pops, I think those guys caught a lengthy sentence before they got to the burnout stage. I think everyone will get to the burnout stage, like everybody. But if you catch too big of a case before that burnout stage, then you're hit. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, the recidivism rate for youngsters is high. It's so high. Our halfway houses here are always full. It's a revolving door. I get guys who set up appointments with me, and when they don't show up, I check on them, and it's always they got a violation. They went back to prison. They got a violation. Went back to prison. So yeah, it's bad, and I think the best thing to do is to and it was a plan that my ex co-host had, was just to let them earn their way out of prison and to parole, teach them jobs and let them work and learn new trades and get them out. I actually heard a congressman talk about it like a week and a half ago too, and I think that would help. You know, they say that any inmate that gets his GED has like an 80% chance better of going back. And that's just getting his GED, having that confidence, being able to get a job a little easier, because you already have a strike, right? Because you're a felon, you're an ex-con. But there are tons of programs to get jobs. Any ex-con that says he can't get a job doesn't want to get a job. There's so many programs. There's tax benefits for hiring an ex-con. You know, if you know those things, you can get a job so easily. And then there's always construction. You know, but where was I at with that before I got into the job? Yeah, recidivism would be a lot lower if they did that. Would teach people trades instead of just letting them sit in jail. You know, gambling, walking the yard, spinning in circles, getting high, doing all those things. If they force them to learn things and to get certificates and get their GED, it would be so much better. It'd be so much better. Anyway, I was thinking about something when I was talking about that, about a buddy of mine. Stupid. All the above. Jomama says all the above and the Jay-Z Diddy updates. Cool. You know why Jay-Z is. I think I already got to that one. Awesome. Thanks for the questions, guys. Those are awesome. I just did that one. I get so much. That's Mariana. I missed the games. Woofy, yes, you missed the games, man. But you know what, Woof? I still fumbled around with it. It wasn't. Everyone said it was. Everyone else told me that it was good, but it wasn't as smooth as it could be. And I think I need to come up with a cool background sound. I need a better way of keeping track of, I need to set a timer for everyone to, instead of just like waiting a time that I think is long enough for everyone to put it in. I should just say, everyone has 10 seconds, talk about. So anyway, yeah, you missed it, Wolf. So sorry. Beta won, and I don't think she sent me an email to tell me what she wanted to be a prize. More questions. I appreciate that, Ian. I do. I do worry too much. When you I think it's an addict thing. When you make a series of bad decisions, after being on such a high, because there was like a 2-year time where I couldn't do anything wrong, right? And I would even talk to my sponsor and I would say, man, I don't know what to do. I think it's all going to crash and burn because it's too good, right? I've built this cliff so high that I'm staying sober because I don't want to jump off the cliff. The cliff's too high to waste on a 20 paper to either smoke or shoot up. And I built that cliff so high that I was staying sober. But, I've built high cliffs before, not quite as high as I had it, but I wasn't right spiritually, and I've burned it all to the ground. So I was worried about that. But I was like, no, I think I'm good. This cliff's super high. I'm not going to jump. I'm not going to crash and burn. And then I started having like these little panic attacks because it was just, everything was too good. So he told me to start serving others more, to start, go to meetings that you don't go to and pick up trash, pick up chair, do all the meeting stuff, have a commitment. And I did that for a little bit, and it was so much better. I was like, okay, now I feel like I deserve this, because, I'm making AA and God and everything else bigger than myself. And I feel like I deserve this. You know what I mean? So, man, what got me on that? What was I talking about? Oh, I was saying that, yeah, it's, I worry too much. So back to the story. See, I digress. I do worry too much. It's because I had this cliff. It was pretty high, and I made a decision to do something, and it was the wrong decision. Now, having said that, I believed for a long time that it was the wrong decision. But man plans, God laughs, right? Everyone knows that saying. Nothing happened to what I said, what I thought was going to happen. Everybody in my life, before I made followed through with that decision, said, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Why? Everyone told me, "Don't do it. Don't do it." All the things that happened before it, flat tires and not enough money and this and that, and I'm leaving a big clientele. All that happened, and I still did it, and it was miserable. So now I question my decision making, but a lot of good things came out of that. I started a YouTube channel. My wife has this crazy career of doing something that it's shown me how smart she is. Like, I never thought she was dumb, but I didn't know she was that smart scientifically. She had her own business, cutting hair, or I'm sure that's not what they would call it, but like hairstylist, right? And now she's like, she knows more about eyeballs and nerves and than I think anyone I know. Well, I mean, no one else I know is in that field, but you get what I mean, right? So a lot of good things did come out of it, and I'm where I'm at today, which isn't where I thought I would be today, but I'm here, and I have to be grateful and practice that gratitude, and but that's why I worry too much, because I think I'm making the wrong decision. Even with that stuff last week, I didn't. My feelings were hurt, and I thought I was making the wrong decision. Now I still know it was the right decision for the most part, and I think I would have. Anyways, I don't want to get into that. I said I wouldn't talk about that anymore. So yeah, life's a trip. So that's why I worry too much. I always think I'm making the wrong decision lately, but I'm where I'm supposed to be, right? We are all where we're supposed to be, and that's that. Did I miss the games? Yes, you did. whose question was I asking? Oh, I was talking about one of Ian's comments, and I appreciate you, Ian, so much. appreciate everybody. 3:30 up at 3:30 a.m. Yeah, Joe Mama, I think it'd be pushing a lot of people's bedtimes, and so I don't want to do that. So I mean, I might have to do 7:00. I'll pray on it. For real. I'll pray. That's all I've been doing lately is just praying for the decisions to show themselves. You know. And what's more than that is that I'm listening. I'm trying to get a little bit of meditation in so I can hear that answer and watch what's happening in front of me. John was on. Hey, Cass, brother, what are you doing up so late? I just had a nap after work. I'm beat. Yeah, it's not late here. It's only 8:30. It's only 8:30. Let me go down to the bottom. I'm sorry if I missed anybody's questions. I'm super sorry about that. I'm trying to catch them. Worrying is fear. Yes, man, thank you. And this doesn't even have a C in front of it, but I'm going to show it. All I read, Kim, was worrying is fear. And I just, I don't even know what the rest of it's going to say. It's probably going to say worrying is fear and you suck and I'm out of here. That wouldn't be funny, but so worrying is fear that takes us out of alignment with our connection to God. Yes. Yes. We have to stand on our faith. Worry is our ego lying to us that we're not safe. That's right. That's exactly right. And the Bible talks about, you know, it says like, do not fear what, like 350 times, something like that. So yeah, that's exactly what it is. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate you. Goes down among, I like this recidivism discussion. Also goes down among those that choose to contribute to society rather than focus on themselves. That's right. Yep. What is this? Yes, babe, that's what it was. You do not know what you mean. I need to get over and back. I need to get over to her channel and book an appointment. Book an appointment? What's your appointment for, Wolf? Or is this a discussion? Look, see, I'm putting up comments that people aren't even asking to be put up. Yeah, no, it doesn't, Gail. It never changes the outcome. I don't know if you guys have heard it's my tattoo sign story, right? So it's 104 degrees, and this is the last story I tell. And I know some people think that I'm the guy that they walk away from at a party because of my stories and that they're terrible. But I don't think people said that and meant it, but that's, you know, I could be that guy. No one has ever told me that. And I'm not an intimidating guy, so people would tell me. But anyways, I had this tattoo sign and it was stressing me out. It was 104 degrees. I had just painted this shop by myself. I had a little bit of help, but I was so stressed out. I had the health department coming. I had to do all these inspections. I had to what else was going on? There was so much going on that I had to do. And the sign guy came and put the sign over the wrong store. Dude, wrong store. Sign needs to be over here. I have to have the sign signed off on, right? I'm getting inspected like the next day or that afternoon. I couldn't remember. But anyway, I had to put it off. Stressed out. Then something happened to me. It was called tenting. I got so stressed out and overheated. Excuse me. Pepsi. Don't drink Pepsi while streaming. So stressed out and overheated that something happened. My kidneys paused. They call it your kidneys pause. You do something. It's called tenting, if I remember correctly. And almost within 10 minutes, I had like 70 canker sores, like on the side of your tongue, like on top of the tongue. I couldn't drink water. Water hurt. first I was just like, oh my God, something's crazy. Wait, because it wasn't that many at first. It was just like a couple, like on the sides. Like I thought I bit my tongue, and super nuts. And then so it gets to like super fast. I deal with it for a while. I can't remember. I'd have to ask my wife how long I dealt with it. But anyway, I decided to go to the hospital, and they're like, dude, you're so lucky you got here. You possibly could have died because your kidneys paused. And that's what happens is that's what happens to your gland. They get all these like sores on them. And I couldn't drink water, couldn't do anything. So they IV'd me up, gave me some stuff. 12 hours later, I come back, and that was all the sign was the straw that broke the camel's back. I called my sponsor, told him what happened. He's like, dude, you are a stress case for real. You have all this stuff going on. Where were you at? Because this was a few years ago. Where were you at a year and a half ago? I was like, a year and a half ago. Oh, I was homeless. And got frostbite on my feet. For real. Now I'm opening a shop. So, yeah, I'm worried about a sign. I'm worried about a stupid sign. God's blessing me with so much stuff. And he's like, man, we could talk to me about that stupid sign in a week. And he's right, man. The sign got moved. Everything everything was fine. Not perfect, but everything was fine. The shop still opened. Tons of people came and got tattoos. It was a success. And had coffee with my sponsor later. And he's like, how about that sign? I was like, yeah, right, man. Yeah, sent myself to the hospital over all that stress. So worrying doesn't change the outcome. It sure doesn't. Because I didn't do anything different except for almost kill myself. So, anyways, where we at? An hour. Well, you guys, I think that's it. I think stay tuned. Altogether, almost 18 years, Kathy. Almost 18 years. And a lot of that was straight. And it was Fed and state. Went from the state to the Fed. Perspective. Yeah, I think I'm okay. Perspective is everything. And that's why I check in with meetings still, because my perceptions get so twisted that no one else can help that except for addicts and talk to other addicts. That's why this community helps me so much. I've been talking about that since day 3. I've been happier. Everyone sees it. My family sees it. You're so much happier. And it's because my perceptions are okay today, because I'm around other addicts and I'm talking about stuff, and nothing is festering inside me. So yeah, it's a trip. But anyway, I don't see any other questions or comments. Oh, good. Marianne's answering. The AC went out. Yeah, it was nuts. But hey, I love you guys so much. Thanks for coming out tonight. I hope I provided a little bit of insight about what's going on. That Diddy case is just going to keep building and building and building. Check us out in the mornings at 9:05 every morning, right here on After the Bars or Legal Livewire. I'll be doing it on Legal Livewire for a little bit longer, but if you catch it on Legal Livewire, come over to After the Bars, subscribe, hit that notification. Please smash the like button. I really appreciate it. It helps the algorithm and it helps the channel. And thank you so much for the super chats, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for my retirement fund. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Hoboken Native, mistakes make us smarter. Thank you so much for the super chat. And all the people that, did I see that? Thank you, Galen, for the gifted memberships. I'm going to have to figure out what do I do with those memberships? Do I assign them, or do they automatically get assigned? I'm going to take a look at that as soon as I check off. So some of you guys will be getting free memberships, and thank you so much, Galen and Teresa Clay, for gifting those memberships, and everybody who participated and helped out and helped me. I thank you. My family thanks you, and I will see everyone tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's going to be a vicious show. You're like, yeah, right. As vicious as this one.